Alright, we are back with NieR. So, last episode, we went through the Baron Temple and went through a lot of the trials and faced the boss there, which I had to use all of my healing items on. Well, at least my medical herbs. But thankfully, I had a few more extra with me. Because yeah, I was clearly not expecting of what that boss could actually do. So we have to still no map.
No matter how good his intentions with a king so young,
people will make up for whatever the king lacks.
I imagine we'll come back to a whole new stage.
Nice.
Seem to work for him, so who are we to say otherwise?
Oh, come now.
There are as many ways to view the world as there are people in it.
Perhaps you'll learn something on this journey after all.
Maybe. What do you think, Kaine?
Don't care.
Alright, so I'm actually going to change this back to Lance. And then also, I don't know how useful Dark Wall will actually be. And apparently it gives nothing. Magic cost. But apparently none of these give anything to it. I guess mainly because it's a defensive move. And everything else, and all those moves are for an actual attack. I guess that's why. So we have to head back to our village, which we are just here, and I guess see where we need to go next to get another of the verses. And I know for sure here I'll be able to just grind a bunch of medical herbs without actually needing to buy them. Alright, so we're gonna have to see Yona. Alright, so let's go and talk with her.
Hi there.
Yona. Oh, hi Dad. How are you feeling? I'm okay. Sometimes it still hurts, but that fish medicine you got helps a lot. Good. Dad? Are you gonna stay here tonight? Sure. Yay! Dad's gonna stay home tonight. Easy, Yona. You'll hurt something. I don't care. I'm just happy that I get to see you. It's late. You should go to bed. The sun's still out. What are you saying? It's late. I hear a voice. I squint and see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale, and he stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, and his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? Wait, it's a phrase. I can almost make it out. It starts with an S. And there's an E. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together, one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse. Oh my god, it's a sealed verse. The thing I am looking for. The key to saving my little girl. I stare at the boy with renowned ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next word. Dream. Dream? What? What the hell does that mean? The lips move again, faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it. I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, but instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do this. I can do it for Yona. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth. Whoa, that was a messed up dream. I never thought I'd be hunting sealed verses in there.
Oh.
Morning, Dad. Hey, what's wrong? You look all tired. And you have these weird black circles under your eyes. It's nothing. I had a strange dream, and I didn't sleep very well. Oh, I have weird dreams all the time. I know. Actually, I had a totally weird dream last night. Did you now? There was a boy and me, and we were playing this game together. What kind of game? It was called Guess the Word. I think he made it up because I never heard of it before. How did it work? Well, the boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out, so I had to guess what he was trying to say. It was hard. I wanted to play hide and seek, but we had to play this dumb game instead. What did he say? I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and forest of myth. But he said he'd be back, so I gotta study. Then I could figure out everything and win. You're gonna help me study, right, Dad? Yeah, sure.
How'd it go today?
I'm ready to make that stew anytime. Oh yeah, that stew that I'm probably never gonna find the ingredients for. Then again, I mean, I probably had to find weeds somewhere else. You appear lost in thought. This frightens me. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Come on, I need to go ask Popola something. Well, things are definitely getting weird and interesting at the same time. What's up, Popola? Oh, hi, Charles. I just got a strange letter in the mail. Dearest Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be able to get your advice, dream on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports, dream. Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to say the rest of it. That's certainly one bizarre piece of writing. Yeah, it's strange, alright. Who's it from? The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth. It's a wooded area up north. The Forest of Myth. They're a bright and talkative group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this. I'll check it out. You will? But don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway. Oh, well, alright, thank you. Actually...
Say.
Okay, so after you cross a small wooden bridge in Northern Plains.
say?
Oh, that's right. You know, I probably need to, get the actual quest. I thought I did get the quest, though. We have to talk to both Popla and Devila. And, I guess get them both to, you know, perform together. I guess like one thing I found out that when it comes to this game, because I know that all your next playthroughs, if you go New Game Plus on the same file, you start from like the second half of the game onwards, and I knew that, but I found out that that all the quests that have to do with weapons, if you miss doing them, you can if you miss doing the quests in the first half, because I guess they must like go away or something, or you're unable to complete them at that point. You can actually all the weapons that you would get from them actually become available for purchase from like the blacksmith. So that's actually very good news to know that I'm not really forced to do the missions. Although, mind you, I don't know where exactly the second half of the game starts, but that's besides the fact.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you, Vice. You're such an optimist.
That's cheek.
Beware. Beware the words. The words? What do you mean? Contagious words. Those who dream. Those who dream. Hold a moment. There's a strange new sensation in my mind. Weiss's voice rose in a quizzical way. It is not quizzical. What's going on here? The villager's body shrugged as he slowly opened his eyes. Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Charles. This is Weiss. We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help. The villager stared at Charles and Weiss. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Weiss stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said, are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Aw, crap, said Shilas. So that means we've caught the Death Dream. Before the mayor could confirm Shilas' suspicion, Weiss exploded with rage. Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable, on every conceivable level. I don't ever even recall falling asleep. The mayor attempted to take Weiss's complaints in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said, brushing aside the butch remarks. My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool, and I would behove you to remember that this world allows me to view all of its narration. The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace. then quickly changed the subject to who Ashylus had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village. Something there must have caused you to enter my dream, said the mayor. A certain conversation, a specific word, something. Ashylus and Weiss racked their brains, but could find no easy solution. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. Grimrar Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gas bag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly. Irritated, Weiss looked skyward, as if searching for answers in heavens. I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Ashylus like a contagion. Wait, said Ashylus suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Weiss aside in the process. Well, we must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something. That dreams or... what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Weiss suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Ashylus' face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream, that's what he said. I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of paper from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Ashylus. That sounds right, he said, as a stray of sheet paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect the people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Weiss immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around the pencil, snapping it off at the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Ashylus nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Why are you... Look, if we can be of any help, said Ashylus, just ask. Now hold on, I did not say that. Silence, cried Weiss. The grimoire looked from Ashylus to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right. You're right, I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called out to the departed forms of Chalice and Weiss. We're all counting on you. As the Chalice slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of deja vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Chalice's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around them. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and the moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he had been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proven to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion, unhindered by either terrain or physical effort. He spent most of his time urging the Chalice to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept to navigating the environment, a Chalice snapped. You know what, Weiss? He cried. Go to hell, we're stopping. I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up. Chalice leaned up against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprung to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared with a volume that rattled his teeth. A child slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Weiss, what the hell's going on? A child could see Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as the child's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Achilles removed his hands from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree, 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 zree. I'm not even going to even say these. These are just, yeah. As the insect symphony dimmed, another decibel, Achilles began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it suffers, two with it is ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, this is a riddle. Is this a riddle? I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to the answer. One with it suffers, two with it is ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? Oh god, and I gotta actually... By the way, I just want to point out, that was a shit ton of reading. Wow. The hell should I know? Unworthily furious that Weiss left the task to him, Achilles sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret, right? The sound of the insect stopped, and suddenly, as it began, the forest undergrowth parted before Achilles like a ripping wave, opening a new path. These forests arthropods are making a road for us, said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Achilles moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but he gave greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Chalice after a bit. Weiss spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring, smiling. Chalice picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a magical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Weiss. Now answer it. Chalice grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. Sunlight. Yeah, goes through the window, but it doesn't break glass. And when night goes, it goes away. Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight flittered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Chalice, awakening Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Chalice walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Chalice, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held up and began speaking. I have 4 lights in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? Chalice tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Chalice. Well, at least it's an easy one. 4 lights in the morning, 2 at noon, and the night with 3. Huh. And the night with 3? A man? The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. Oh, thank you. I did not want to get that wrong. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Chalice. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor, you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw what? I'm sorry? I don't understand a thing you just said. It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death stream. Now you must go to the man in the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As the Chalice watched, the mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When the Chalice and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he said. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Chalice's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the corner and swung him through the air. God, by the heavens, stop shaking me, you fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Chalice withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death stream seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as the Chalice filled him on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them lay down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second. That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Achilles and the mayor abidedly reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. It is words that control the dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breaths slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more realistic quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had wakened from the dream. Oh my god. Achilles shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. We made it. Oh wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once, twice, and though not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread through our village, and I wanted to. Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Chalice and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to. A weary smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure, said Weiss. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is the holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legends say that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Achilles and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seemed the goal had been found in the most unexpected places. I say, muttered Weiss, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Achilles mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he left with them. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound weird, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too. Achilles tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably didn't mean anything. Achilles gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. Well, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I've ever encountered. I know, that's why I have to help the villagers no matter what. Obtain sealed verse, Dark Execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. Charge to increase the number of spikes. Oh my god, no more talking! Jeez. For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort. Except for a shit ton of talking. Yes, all a touch too easy, if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, Weiss. Just let me save, please. Oh boy. How long did that take? Like, I think that was like over 20 minutes of just reading. Okay, so I'm going to quickly assume that I'm just going to have to leave it here. Yeah, I'm over 35 minutes at this point, so we'll see how that goes with rendering it. So that should be fun. Anyways, so we'll continue off and see what we have to do next. But so for the father, Yona, Weiss, and Kane, bye, because I'm done for the day. Just bye.